Welcome to this video where we'll be looking at the grades 1 to 4 revision set A. Question 1 says work out the size of each interior angle in a regular hexagon. So to do this question we can use the seashell method where we select one corner of the shape and then draw straight lines to all of the other corners of the shape. This has created 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and each triangle using the angles within them should sum to 180 degrees. So you've got 180 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 720 degrees. So all of the interior angles in a hexagon sum to 720 degrees. So to calculate the size of each interior angle in the hexagon, we're going to divide this by the number of angles. So 720 divided by 6 is equal to 120 degrees. Question 2 says write down the value of 10 to the power of 0. Well, anything to the power of 0 is always 1. So the final answer for this question is 1. Question 3 says Max buys a laptop for £540 and sells it for £621. We need to calculate the percentage profit she makes. So we're going to do the profit. So the profit will be 621 subtract 540, and we're going to divide this by the price that we sold it for, which is 621, times by 100, and this will be our percentage profit. So on the calculator, 621 subtract 540 divided by 621 multiplied by 100. So to the nearest percent, this is equal to 13%. Question 4 says Cara, Leo and Olivia share 54 sweets in the ratio of 5 to 3 to 1, and we need to work out the number of sweets each person receives. So K, L and O. I'm going to use the block method to do this question. We've got 5 blocks for Cara, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got 3 blocks for Leo, so 1, 2, 3, and then I've got 1 block for Olivia. In total we've got 54 sweets. So to find out how much 1 block is worth, we're going to do 54 divided by the number of blocks. The number of blocks are 9, so 54 divided by 9 is 6, so each block here is worth 6. So to find out how much each person receives, we've got Cara that receives 6 multiplied by 5, which is 30, Leo, which is 6 multiplied by 3, which is 18, and then Olivia receives 6. Question 5 says write down the inequality shown on the number line. So we've got a strict inequality here and an inclusive inequality here. It's bounded by 8 and 2. And if we assume x as the algebra, we're going to draw in our inequality signs, but the one closest to the 8 will be underlined because this is an inclusive inequality. So it includes 8. So the final answer is x, which is greater than 2, but less than or equal to 8. Question 6 says write 0.27 as a fraction. So to write this as a fraction, we turn the decimal into a whole number by multiplying by 100, which is 27, and we put this over 100. So 27 over 100 is the fraction. Part B says write 2/5 as a decimal. So to write a fraction as a decimal, we do the division. So 2 divided by 5. So how many 5s go into 2? That's 0. Carry the 2. How many 5s go into 20? That's 4. So the final answer here is 0.4. And then finally we've got 0.35 as a percentage. So to turn a decimal into a percentage, we multiply the decimal by 100. So 0.35 times 100 is equal to 35%. Question 7 says Luca travels to Italy. The exchange rate is £1, which is equal to €1.17. He changes 420 pounds into euros, work out how many euros he receives. So the exchange rate is £1, which is equal to €1.17. We need £420. So if we multiply this side by 420, we also have to multiply this side by 420. So if we do 1.17 times 420, this will equal €491.40. Question 8 says a circle has a radius of 7. Work out the area of the circle, giving your answer in terms of pi. So the area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. So we've got the radius, which is 7, so pi times 7 all squared. So this is equal to 49 pi centimeters squared. Question 9 says a map has a scale of 1 to 25,000. The distance between 2 points on the map is 7.2 centimeters. Work out the real distance between the 2 points in kilometers. So first we have to understand the scale. So this scale here means that 1 centimeter is equivalent to 25,000 centimeters in real life. So on the map we've got 7.2 centimeters. So if we multiply this by 7.2, then we need to multiply 25,000 centimeters by 7.2. So multiplying 25,000 by 7.2, on the calculator we're going to put 25,000 multiplied by 7.2, which is equal to 180,000. And this is in centimeters. So this is the real distance, 180,000 centimeters. We've got 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So if we first convert this into meters, we're going to divide this by 100, so 1, 2, which gives us 1,800 meters. So in kilometers, there are 1,000 kilometers in a meter. So we're going to then divide this by 1,000, 1, 2, 3, to get 1.8 kilometers. Question 10 says find the highest common factor of 84 and 126. So 84, we're going to do the factor trees for 84. So 12 multiplied by 7 is 84. Circle 7 as its prime. Splitting 12 off into two numbers, we can have 6 and 2, circle the 2. Splitting the 6 off into 3 and 2, circle the 3 and the 2. 126, if we split that off into 21 times 6, and then 6 goes off into 3 and 2, circle the 3 and 2, and the 21 gets split off into 7 and 3, circle those. So 84 is equal to 7 times 2 times 2 times 3, and 126 is equal to 7 times 3 times 3 times 2. So to find out what the highest common factor is, I like to draw a Venn diagram where the highest common factor is everything in the middle multiplied together, and the LCM is everything in the Venn diagram multiplied together. So we're going to fill in this Venn diagram. We've got a 2 in both, we've got a 3 in both, and then we've got a 7 in both. In the 84 side, we've got a 2, and in the 126 side, we've got a 3. So the highest common factor is everything in the middle times together. So HCF is equal to 7 times 2 times 3. So 7 times 3 is 21, times 2 is 42. So 42 is the final answer. So this concludes the grades 1 to 4 revision set A solutions.